Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Let's learn and create future. So today in this video, I'm going to read to you the second part of Talon, the Falcon by Deepak Dalal. So let's begin. So the second chapter is the Falcon. So Shikar was curious about the Falcon. After his friends departed, he emerged from the bush for a closer look. Shikar gulped, regretting his decision instantly. He shivered as his body turned cold all over. Every feather of the bird, every feather, every curve, every slant of the monstrous head and body inspired a fear so terrible that it iced the blood in his veins. Those mighty wings, that powerful neck, those piercing eyes, that horrible hooked beak. The falcon sat deadly still, staring sternly at the bird squirrel. Shikar trembled. Those eyes, so large, so unblinking, it was as if the eyes of the falcon was casting a spell on him. Something strange was happening to Shikar. He felt as if he was no longer in control of his legs. One by one, his tiny paws moved, drawing him out of the shelter of the bushes, dragging his unwilling body towards the bird. Shikar wanted to flee, but the blazing eyes of the falcon lured him on. Shikar crawled through the grass, drawn a helpless mote to a flame. The squirrels of the leaf garden watched this bat parade. Supari sobbed as she saw her dearest friend heading for what seemed to be his certain doom. Now you know why I tell you never to play with that bird squirrel, whispered Kismet to her children. He would have taken you along with him to the falcon. The falcon will skim him, hissed Elaichi. It will tear him apart and swallow him alive. Supari and Pan looked on in horror, but Shikar was unaware of his friends. He was unconscious of everything except the two dazzling circles of light that drew him forward. The bird did not move, nor did it blink its smothering eyes. Shikar had reached the veranda now. He crawled across the cool stone of the human den. The bird towered over him. He could smell its harsh odor. Its barbed talons were like fierce thorns, and its beak was hooked and cruel. Suddenly, Shikar came to a halt. A mournful melody pierced the haze that muddled his mind. A dismal voice, rich and deep, droned above him. This cage, this awful creation of man, where from freedom forever I am. No sunlight, no moonlight, no starlight for me. No sky, no cloud, no wind. No wing beat, no heartbeat. No freedom, no life. No, don't look at me, surely you will cry, for never again shall I reach for the sky. This cage, this sinful reflection of man, barred from freedom forever I am. O evil cage, dear of birth's soul, in this most horrible prison my wings entombed. Oh, if you see me, surely you will cry, for never again shall I reach for the sky. No desert, no mountain, no river, no sea, no whirling, no twirling. No whirling, no twirling, no swirling for me. No wing beat, no heartbeat, no freedom, no life. Oh, if you see me, surely you will cry, for never again shall my wings reach for the sky. So, this is the falcon. Shikar blinked. The spell was broken. He quailed when he realized where he stood. He was in the human den. And worse still, under this fearsome bird. The squirrel panicked, but as he spun to bolt back to the garden, he heard the words of the mournful song once more. Shikar looked at the falcon. Indeed, there was a cage around him. The thin, pale bars imprisoned the bird, preventing him from soaring to the skies he so dearly loved. Shikar was keenly aware that the bird would have torn him to shreds if there had been no cage to hold it back. Yet Shikar's little heart went out to the unfortunate bird as he sang his sad song over and over again. His circumstances was tragic. His mighty wings, his most precious possession, the human's cage has chained, reducing them to stumps of feather and bone. It was the most crushing fate that could befall a winged creature. Shikar blurted out before he could stop himself. If I help you, he squeaked, will you promise never to harm me or my friends? The singing ceased abruptly. Shikar trembled as the falcon swung his mighty neck. A squirrel that can speak the bird language? Exclaimed the bird in a deep, booming voice. Blow my feathers away. In all my travels, Talcon the falcon has never come across a squirrel who can speak our language. I have sharp teeth, chattered Shikar. They can cut through the twine that blinds the door of your cage. Talon looked attentively at him. But why would you want to help me? I am a bird that swallows squirrel for breakfast. Shikar scrapped a nearby wall till he was level with the falcon. The birds and squirrels of a garden are terrified of you. Every bird has fled, and my squirrel friends refuse to play. If you promise to return to your forest and to never harm me or my friends, I will help you. I promise, squawked Talcon. If you free my wings and return me to the skies, I vow to never harm a squirrel again. I pledge my wings to the most supreme oath a bird can take. May a great bill tear my wings off me if I ever if ever I slay a squirrel. Shikar stared at the bird. Hunter and prey gazed at one another. Shikar did not pause to consider the consequences of his action. It mattered not to him than he planned. To set to set free a creature that could kill and devour him. He thought only of the terrible fate of imprisonment, a most terrible wrong that he had to set right. The squirrel leaped from the wall onto the cage, but even as he wrapped his feet around the bars, he heard a shuffling sound from the human end. A human emerged. It was Chintu, the awful human youngster who lived in the leaf garden. His face was grimy and sticky, smudged liberally with a substance that glittered in the sunlight. The boy's ample stomach jiggled as he lumbered towards the cage. His eyes flashed when he spotted Shikar. Shoo, you squirrel! He shouted, raised a grubby hand and running to the cage. His eyes flashed when he. Oh, sorry. Leave my bird alone! Shikar leapt to the ground. He darted through the grass with the plump boy giving chase. Reaching a tree, Shikar sped up its trunk. Chintu's father had stepped out to see what the matter was. The white-headed squirrel! Exclaimed Chintu, hatedly. He was sitting on the falcon's cage. I shoot the ugly devil away. Chintu's father was not as wide around the waist as his son, but when he lacked it in weight, he made up its in height. He was a tall, heavy-set man, although not as obese as Chintu. Flesh hung from him in deep, crumbled folds. So pulpy was his face, and his eyes were no more than slits. Those slits at that moment were dark and angry. I want no animal or bird coming near my magnificent falcon, he snarled. Watch over him carefully, Chintu. He is your responsibility. The big man glowed at his son. If a bird is harmed, I will spank. If the bird is harmed, I will spank you. You understand? Oddly, instead of alarming the boy, the harshly spoken words has the opposite effect. Chintu puffed his big chest like a bird. No need to worry, Dad, he smirked. I will protect the falcon. Chintu's father crossed to the cage and gazed proudly at the fettered bird. You, my dear falcon, are my most prized possession, my friends, he paused to snigger. They make do with parrots, lovebirds, and moanas. Wishy-washy birds that can harm only flies. Only I have a real bird, a hunter, a warrior, a killer, a falcon. He drew closer, his face almost touching the cage. And what a magnificent falcon you are, a prize worthy of kings. Arab sheikhs would sell out a fortune for you, but rest easy, my beauty, for I will never part with you. You will be mine forever. My friends will yearn for birds like you, and I will draw great pleasure from these yearnings. This cave will be your home for life, and you shall be my favorite pet. Shikar panted, watching the human from the safety of a tree. The fat boy gesticulated angrily at him. Talcon the falcon began to sing his mournful song. The big human settled in a chair under the cage, admiring the bird as it sang. Look at your bird squirrel friend, scolded Kismish. As Shikar stole back into the rose garden, he is a playmate of the dreaded falcons too. He is untrustworthy, a fake squirrel, a white-headed impostor. Haven't I always told you so? So guys, this is all for this video, and please wait for the next chapter of Talon the Falcon by Deepak Dalal, and goodbye.